We're going to talk now about a new initiative for retired or veteran military personnel. It's an initiative which is based at Merrius, there's a place called ARC at Edgwood, and it involves support for retired people who've been in the services, being given support when they've left the services. I've got John Richards, who's working on this. He's on the line at the minute. John, people who come to you for this support, what sort of experience do they get from you?
Hi, Steve. Very much whatever they need the service to be, really. So the support hub, as you said, it's for veterans, ex-serving personnel, but it's also for the serving community and reservists and their children and families. Looking at what we provide up here, like you said, we've got 12 acres of land, we've got animals, we've got growing areas, we've got kitchens. There's always activities or workshops running on up here. We've got a wooded area where people can just go and sit and have some time to themselves, or we can support them with as staff on the ground. They can work with us, we can run activities, they can help us on site, or we can just sit and have a cup of tea, and have a chat. It's really whatever the person needs at that time.
And this is funded by the NHS, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. So ARC at Edgewood is one of two NHS-funded armed forces hubs covering the Somerset area. We have a partner hub over at ARC in Taunton, and between the two of us, we're providing a lot of support to the whole armed forces community in the Somerset area.
And why has this come about? I mean, why has it been thought that it was needed?
The NHS had the vision to set up these two armed forces hubs to support the military welfare services, to support the NHS primary care services for veterans, for reservists, and for currently serving people, their children and families. So we've been tasked with setting up these two hubs and providing that support, but more importantly, being kind of single points of contact for an individual, because there's nothing more frustrating than you kind of reach out to somebody for help, which can very often take a long time for someone to do that. And then you get told, oh, you need to ring this person, and then you've got to ring and tell your story again. So the idea behind me and my counterpart is that you'll speak to us, you'll tell us your story, and then we will take it from there. Now, I may refer people on to the Department for Work and Pensions or the housing or whatever, but I will be the one that stays in contact with them and kind of offers that one-to-one support, checks in to see how they're doing, can go and do home visits, can invite them up to ARC to come and have a meeting up here with me. We can talk on the telephone. And really, Steve, it's a very bespoke service for the individual. I couldn't tell you the range of things that we would cover. It's very much what that person needs at that time. And it all starts off with just kind of reaching out. People
leave jobs all the time, move on in life. But there is something different, isn't there, about leaving the services? And you've got personal experience of that. It's a more dramatic change. Is that right?
Yeah, it can be. I mean, I did 24 years in the Royal Navy, 12 years as a helicopter engineer, 12 years in naval welfare. And when you leave the service, it can feel a bit of a cliff edge. It's kind of one day you're in, you're in uniform, you're working, the next day you're not. And the one thing that you kind of have that kind of holds your identity to that was your service ID card. It used to be kind of taken off you and that was it. But I understand now that they do allow you to retain them because they can cut the core off and they have expiry dates. But recently they've launched the Veterans ID card as well, of which I've recently got mine. And that's nice to have that connection back to the military because it's like carrying your ID card again. But when people leave, it either goes okay or really well, or people leave because they've had to be discharged from the service for medical reasons or for compassionate reasons, or sometimes time served, which can also be very sad, if you've done 10, 20, 30 years in the services and it's time to go. So isolation for veterans can be a big problem. We want people to stay connected with each other and really kind of staying connected within the service community as well. We have veterans that come out on site. We have some serving people that come out. They can all sit and join in with a cup of tea. They can sit and chat to us. We've got 3 veterans that work on site every day. There's myself, there's Nigel, our CEO, and Sam, who's our senior support worker. And we're always willing to sit down and have a brew and a chat. And activities, Sam today is taking some people off fishing. A couple of our veterans are going off on a fishing trip today. So that's nice because they can sit down on the riverbank, they can have a chat. They can talk about anything they want to, and none of us will be kind of shocked or perturbed by anything we may hear. We've all done our orange button training, which is a really good initiative going out through Somerset at the moment for those wanting to have an interest in mental health and actually not being frightened to have those conversations with people. So wearing the orange badge shows that we've done that training and that we are happy to do that.
So how do people sign up to this? Do you have a website? Who do they contact if they want to come and see you?
Okay, through the NHS, our project manager, the project manager within the NHS, has been meeting with local GPs around Somerset to get them to sign up to the Veteran Aware or the Armed Forces Aware programme, which means that they are conscious of the needs of veterans. And if a veteran identifies themselves when they go to see the GP, it kind of unlocks access to this, I guess. I've put together an introduction form, which is basic information that I need to make contact with somebody. So if a veteran goes to see, I say a veteran, but actually if anybody in the armed forces or linked to the armed forces goes to see a GP, the GPs have access to our information on the NHS web. They can find my referral form. They've got my contact number. They can fill it out and email me direct, or they can email it to the Arc at Edgwood website. We're going to look at putting the form on the website as well, so that somebody can self-refer, because it doesn't have to come from a professional. It can come from the person themselves if they want to reach out. And if they don't want to access the form, they can just email the on the website for Arc at Edgwood. There is an email address. They can just email that and just put in there, please pass on to John. And all I need is a name and a contact number. And that's where we'll get started.
Given that we've got military bases here in Somerset, and a lot of people who, when they leave the services, choose to stay in Somerset, don't they? So
yes, yeah.
There are many people out there who would be interested in this, I would have thought.
Absolutely, yeah. And if anyone listening wants to know more about it, then please do get in touch. Here we welcome people who want to come up and have a look around the site. And sometimes that's the first step, is that if they're not sure if it's for them, anyone that I'm working with is more than welcome to come up here and spend the day on site working with us, or just chilling or taking part in one of the workshops or anything. And I would actively encourage anyone that's interested to just ring up and send an email in and just say, can I arrange a visit? We always like to have a member of staff available to take them on a walk around, which only takes about an hour, to have a walk around the site and kind of have a look around what we're doing and talk through the things that we offer. And we always cook lunch every day up here for everyone that attends, so they'd be more than welcome to stay for lunch as well. So yes, we actively encourage anyone to come up here.
And just tell us whereabouts in Marriott you are. Are you easy to find?
If you're driving out of Marriott towards Lopen, literally as you leave Marriott, we are the second turning on the left. First one goes down to Hinton St George. Second one turns up into our car park, which is at the bottom field, and we'll kind of meet people in the car park when they come through.
And you've got some signs up there, Arc at Edgwood.
There is a sign just off the road. It kind of comes up on you quite quickly due to the positioning, but if you're coming out of Marriott, you will see it as you're approaching.
Okay, John, well, thanks for talking. It's wonderful work you're doing. Well done. Okay.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Steve.